The longest countdown ever. Go on.
This is absolute amateur hour. Hello and welcome to the All About the Balls podcasts. We are three mates who love talking about sport, and what we lack when it comes to facts, we definitely make up with by not being funny either. So thanks for listening, because you are in for a treat. My name is Ollie, and I am joined by my co-hosts Boise and Gareth. Gents, how are you both?
Very well, thank you. Very well.
Yes,
Yeah. Good.
I am very, very well too. Good to see you both.
You know what? You both look very well. The people who don't know, we record via I don't know who we sponsored by this week, Microsoft Teams.
Yes.
So we can actually see each other on video calls.
Yes.
And you guys, you both look very well.
Thank you.
Looking good.
Well, I'm surprised you said that actually, Ollie, because
have you got COVID?
Well, I've just returned from a weekend at Peppa Pig World.
Oh, dishevelled.
So it's been shocking.
Mate, a whole weekend as well. Bloody
yeah.
hell.
Coronavirus would have been a better option than that.
Yeah, it's Boise going around airports on Thursday, just rubbing against Italian tourists. Like, please. Well, come on, we've all done that. Anyway,
Yes.
It's good.
I just thought I'd put that out straight out there.
Mate, absolutely, that's great. Gareth, how about you? Have you been anywhere near any pigs?
The closest I came to a pig was a pork belly at a lovely restaurant in London.
Lovely.
Which I'm going to do a shout out to the coal shed, because it was absolutely delicious. But yeah, it's a good day up in town, up in the centre of town, rubbing up against some Italian tourists.
So we've all been rubbing up against Italians. That's good. Just another week at the office. But this week it is actually the start of something new and exciting for the All About the Balls podcast. As our long-term listeners, all four of you will know, we usually spend about an hour once a week rambling on about football, cricket and rugby, lightly marinated in a little bit of light-hearted banter. However, we're going to shake things up a little bit. For the next few weeks, we're trying something new. Starting with this episode, we're going to be releasing 3 to 4 shows every week. Yes, I know, exciting. With each show focusing purely on its own sport. So this episode is going to focus on everything that's happening in the world of football. And then tomorrow we're going to publish our show on cricket. And then the day after that, there will be our show all about rugby. And then also this week, we actually have a special episode, which I know both Gareth and Boise are very excited about, where we interview an
Excellent. I thought it was excellent.
Star from Down Under, who's a good friend of the show, Maddie, who is our AFL expert and correspondent. She's from Melbourne, and she's going to introduce us to the crazy sport of Aussie Rules Football, which I personally describe as a load of seagulls trying to chase after a chip. But lots of exciting
Speaking of seagulls.
Speaking of seagulls, let's get stuck straight into this is the football show. So I hope you enjoy. Tomorrow will be the cricket show, and the day after will be the rugby show, and then Maddie's AFL introduction. But let's dive in. Seagulls have been, I don't know, what do you call it? Mascot do Palace have?
The Eagles.
The Eagle.
Right.
Yeah.
The Eagle
Pete
has
the Eagle.
properly abused the seagull.
Come on, Ian. Get it out of your system, and we can move on.
Well,
We've got a lot of big things to talk about. But
very quick story. I actually Palace's mascot is Pete the Eagle, and we actually there is actually an eagle that flies from end to end, like a real eagle, at home matches. But Pete the Eagle got married to the female mascot, who was Alice the Eagle. Pete and Alice. But yeah, good friend of mine, Pete, actually got married to Alice, and they're happily married with a child. Yes. No longer the mascots, but just a little side
Did they not have
there.
a little baby eagle that came along?
Now trying to think what a baby eagle is. Anyway, let's get back to the more important things.
I think we should just do the whole show.
Good result for Palace. I'd be interested to hear Gareth's take on it. But Palace are back. I think we're 2 wins away from safety, which we'll probably get in the last game of the season, so to secure our safety for another year. But yeah, I thought it was a good result. The better team won. I don't think Gareth's going to argue with that.
Yeah, so it depends how you define better team. I think. I mean,
well, I think
no,
the Premier League has defined it as the team that's ahead after 90 minutes.
Well, depends. If you VAR will say different. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
It will do its best. Yeah. I'm just going to run through some stats because that's all I can go on.
Oh, this is what a desperate man reaches for.
Yeah. The amount of times. No, first stat: the amount of times Gully was pictured with his hands in his head. 4, because we missed 4 very clear-cut chances. And the amount of times the whole stadium could not believe what was going on. Brighton just are so good at keeping the ball and just doing absolutely nothing with it.
Nice.
I mean, I think it's the most crosses in their Premier League history in a match.
I thought it was the shots as well.
Shots.
Didn't you have 26 shots or
and
something
24,
like that?
24 crosses.
It's amazing.
Sorry, Brighton. This is Brighton.
Yeah.
24 crosses and 26 shots on goal. Yeah. And how many goals do they score?
Nil point. That's based. By the way, that's one of the only things I can say in French. So
I mean, this is.
Oui.
So it's look. The exciting news is they've absolutely nailed the foundation of the sort of the Barcelona tiki-taki style of playing. the passing, the possession, absolutely nailed it. Where they are perhaps lacking. It's getting that ball in the back.
I think you said it before the game. I mean, before the pod. I think toothless is the word. The toothless seagull, which, as you pointed out, Ollie, would be a fantastic name for a pub in Brighton.
I'll see you down the toothless.
I'm going down the toothless seagull. It's just a picture of Solly March there.
It's quiz night of the toothless. Lovely.
I think it's funny because it's quite similar to what Palace have been struggling with, which is can play good football but actually never score. Yeah. And I think what I heard was that Brighton have obviously started playing more attractive football this year, but yeah, no end product, which means
relegation is upon us.
You've got a horrendous run of games coming up, haven't you?
Yes, we do.
Really?
Yeah.
So
absolutely horrendous.
Brighton are 1 point clear of the drop zone at the moment.
Yeah.
What's the run of games looking like?
It's just shocking. I mean, I think they've got. They have to play. I think 3 of the top 6 still, which is not good. So
I think you've got City, United. Yeah. Maybe.
Well,
Liverpool
they've got
well.
Wolves next away, which is stay 6th. You got Arsenal, which to be fair is a mid-table team, so that's fine. They've got Leicester, then they've got Man United, then they've got Norwich, then they've got Liverpool. So in the next 6 games, they are playing, in theory, 2 teams that are in the top 6, but historically, obviously, haven't always been. But then you've got Arsenal, Man United, and Liverpool. So that's their next 6 games.
And Norwich picking up points.
So, I mean, it's not looking. Then they've got Man City straight away after Liverpool. And then, to be fair, they finished slightly, in inverted commas, slightly easier with Southampton, Newcastle, and Burnley. So those 3 are basically going to, I think, define it, aren't they?
Yeah. Because you could easily get 0 points from those next few. Maybe 3 from Norwich, but
8 games.
Yeah. Could be an incredible run of 1 point from 8. I think would be realistic in that. So, it's not good. Not good.
Yeah.
But
at the other end of the, I mean, is there any chance of a manager sacking off the back of that?
Well, they've just given him a 97-year contract, so I'm sure he's fine.
Fantastic.
I think it'd be a terrible thing if they sacked him. He's clearly playing good football, and they seem to be doing fine.
This was like when I wanted to start the Wenger in campaign when everyone was trying to get him out, because I was like, long may it continue. So
now, speaking of coaches who might have limited time in their current place of employment and might be updating LinkedIn quite soon, the special one.
Oh, don't start.
Is he special anymore? Because Tottenham certainly are not.
Well,
I think Gareth should answer this one, because we all know that I think he's shit. So
I don't know. I mean, this is not an excuse, but it's going to sound like one. He's obviously missing his star striker, and
yes,
and in reality, we know that especially with Spurs, that can have a massive impact. I think he's got a couple of injuries. They're just not consistent. But I don't think anyone, bar Liverpool and bar this weekend, obviously, bar Liverpool, are consistent. City are slightly more. Leicester are having a wobble. Chelsea are having a wobble. So I just think that he's just in the same category. Everyone's all seemingly having a pretty average season, bar one team.
Do you know, if you look at the form, like the past 5 games, like you say, I mean, Liverpool obviously 4 from 5, but there's the rest. There's a few teams who have picked up 3 wins in the last 5: City, Spurs, and Burnley, and that's it. They're the only other sides who've got 3 from 5.
I mean, I'm going completely off piece, but does it not annoy you that Burnley are still in the Premier League?
It confuses me.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm annoyed as such, but it does confuse me.
It shows what a good manager Dyche is, because he just continues to. I mean, they've sold a few players as well, haven't they?
That's what I mean. I find them so dull.
Yeah.
They usually. I mean, not for you, but we usually get at least 3 points off of them in the season. So.
Long may
play to them. But I think, I mean, I'm quite surprised that Spurs' form is still, do you say 1-3 out of 5?
So they've lost, the thing is they've lost their last 2. And I think part of the problem is that the commentary I've been reading about them is that actually not only have they lost those last 2, the style in which they're playing keeps chopping and changing. There doesn't seem to be any clearly identifiable Mourinho Spurs style. They don't look comfortable. They don't look kind of clear on what they're trying to do. Like you say, Gareth, well, they've also lost their 2 best players, arguably. So it's dicey times, I think.
I just think they seem boring. At least with Pochettino, they seem to play good football, and you'd think they stand a chance. Whereas now, I just think they're boring. You don't really know what's going on. I get the injuries thing, but they had a pretty good squad beforehand, and now Mourinho's just claiming we've got terrible injuries. I think it's a weak excuse, really. It's for a club that was in the Champions League final.
Yes.
I mean,
you can't really make those excuses. That feels like an
absolute age away.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Actually, it's still bonkers. Actually, to be fair, that they sacked Pochettino. For me, I still think that's bonkers.
They blinked.
Yeah.
Didn't they? Panicked early. All the talk of it's now or never because you're going to start losing these players and the window's going to shut. I think they've panicked. And was it the age-old? No, you don't get sacked for hiring IBM. I don't think the board are going to lose their jobs for hiring Mourinho because he's such a big name. But I don't think he's actually got the track record over the last few engagements to back up the names, to back up his special one tag.
He's got.
He's also in press conferences and things like that.
I love him.
He's not delivering.
He asked a question. He answered a question in the news conference the other day. They said, "Well, why was Spurs bad?" or whatever. And he went, "Did you think we were bad?" And he went, "Well, you just lost at home." I'm not answering that question. and then he walked out and went, "Good question, mate," and just walked out. He's absolute genius. He needs to go somewhere like PSG or something where it's like a one-horse race and win, and just, where he could go? Celtic. Just get him to Celtic. Let him win
Can you imagine
Let him win
Jose Mourinho talking to fans with this really strong Glaswegian accent?
Oh, amazing. So I just think he needs to go somewhere where he can win the league and almost. Yeah. It sounds stupid, and he shouldn't need this, but almost build his confidence back up and go from there. But
so, actually, just change the subject completely. I got a question for you. There's a question I put out on Twitter earlier this week. Actually, got quite a lot of votes. Who do you think is the best manager, Pep or Klopp?
I think you can go first, Ian.
I think Pep.
I'm gonna go Pep. I would go Pep over just longevity and the amount of trophies.
Yeah.
But who would I prefer to win more stuff if they were both managing a neutral club, i.e. not City or Liverpool? I would go Klopp because I just think he's an absolute legend.
Yeah, I can see that. I think.
Who would I rather go for a beer with?
Yeah, good. I'd feel more comfortable around Klopp, actually.
Yeah. Pep is definitely ordering expensive wine and making you feel out of your depth.
Pep's a bit too cool for me.
Yeah, I'm completely out of my depth.
Completely comfortable.
Yeah. I tell you what, you will not find Pep down the Toothless. Yeah. a 2-for-1 Tuesday, ordering the burger and burrito special.
And to be fair, Klopp's all teeth. So actually, I think Klopp's I think we're drinking with Klopp. That's
drinking with Klopp. There we go.
That's our new segment. Who would you rather drink with? Yeah. I'm drinking with Klopp.
Official position of the All About the Balls podcast.
Yes.
We'd rather drink with Klopp.
Yeah.
But because I saw again, Man City won the. How do you pronounce it? Carabao.
Carabao.
Because Carabou's like some Canadian yak, isn't it? It's not that. So Man City won that again. But so this is my question, because the Man City domestic level, unstoppable, have won so much over the past few years, but they cannot crack Europe. Liverpool have almost had the sort of the complete reverse. So which is harder? Which means more? Do you think to the players and the fans?
Well, I think if you're weighing up Carabao versus Champions League, I think you've got to go Carabao, don't you?
I mean, definitely a big beast. Yeah. It's a big beast.
Absolutely. I think Man City clearly want to win the Champions League, don't they? There's a lot of players there that haven't won it, and therefore that's what they're going for. But I mean, the thing is, they got to the semi-finals last year and lost in the last few minutes. Did they get to semi-finals?
Quarters, I think it was.
Quarters, wasn't it? But lost a close game. I think that they're getting there, but Champions League is tough to win.
Oh,
very tough to win. So,
it's going to be very hard for the next 2 years when they're not in it.
Well, exactly.
Well,
I don't know.
Watch this space. But so we've touched on the big games, Brighton and Spurs. Anything? Anything?
So I got a question actually, and this is maybe to Gareth to start off with, but hey, your season's turning around a little bit.
Well, we've got
after a bit of a stuttery period, you guys are actually
right. We've got Bruno Fernandes, as my son calls him, because he only knows Ronaldo, who's Portuguese.
Don't call my name.
Exactly. But yeah, Bruno Fernandes is just absolute class.
That's tickled voices.
Tickle voices.
We've lost voices.
Yes.
Yeah, this was my question for you. Is he the saviour of Man United season and Solskjaer's job?
I think yes.
Oh my God.
You just see Boise waiting to pounce on that answer.
This is how low United have got. A guy scores 2 goals in 2 games.
3 and 3.
3, is it?
3 and 3.
How many penalties?
Look, he won the first penalty himself. He has had a hand in every game, a goal, either an assist or a goal since he joined. The stats don't lie.
And now
he's
shoots. The saviour.
Well, it's all relative, isn't it? I mean, he's hardly,
unbelievable.
It's hardly. No, he is. Mate, when Jamie Carragher's bigging him up on on Super Sunday, you know he's class.
Jamie Carragher can big him up because
he knows they're going to win the league.
About to win the league.
Well, if you ask Roy Keane, it's not done yet, so I'll just check on that.
Speaking of Keane and Carragher, I don't know how. It was only a couple of weeks ago, I think. Do you see it when they did their? Who was the triple winning side? The triple winning Man United side, was that 99?
99.
99.
So
yeah.
they picked between Liverpool 1920 and Man United 99. If you had to pick an 11, who would be in it? And Roy Keane just basically put every Man United player in it. And anytime Carragher mentioned, I think maybe Van Dijk made it in, but other than that, it was just Man United.
He had 10 out of 11.
Yeah, and even when they actually started off putting a Liverpool player in it, gradually as the segment went on, Keane would be like, I'm just going to move that guy out and put Gary Neville back in. He's my mate. What am I going to do?
Yeah, that was his. To be fair, if the argument ever got a bit thin, he went, yeah, but I'm always going to back him. That's not really the point of the situation. But
the segment is not called "Who Does Keano Back?"
Yeah.
It's like,
although I do like that segment. So,
that would be amazing.
But yeah, so obviously, devastating news for Liverpool fans actually with that 3-0 loss on Saturday.
Yes, amazing. There must be a bit of a wobble there because they're only 22 points clear at the moment. Although Man City do have a game in hand, so that could just be 19 points.
I would just love it if they lost 3 games
on the bounce.
Because
really,
how good would that be?
Oh, it would be absolutely incredible.
Just be so funny.
What is it? So there's 10 games left for them, so they've got a maximum of 30 points they can go after.
I think they need to win 3 games mathematically. I think.
Yeah. Do you know? Actually, just for the story, it would be exciting if they had a proper stumble now.
Yeah.
Proper stumble. Man City hit a rich vein of form. Next 4 games, they get 12 points, and Liverpool pick up 2 or something like that.
Imagine
down to 10.
If you look at their last 4 games, so they they beat Norwich 1-0, which was
shady,
unconvincing and quite a close game. They lost to Atletico Madrid, then they beat West Ham 3-2, and then they've just lost to Watford. So they're not looking overly convincing. I
think Lovren is the best.
26-point lead.
Yeah, Lovren's the best centre-back in the world, I think.
Yeah. The saviour of Liverpool, perhaps.
The only one I think who can make him look good is bloody Phil Jones. Those two as a pairing would just be incredible. Just with Otamendi coming off the bench, just running around doing his own thing. Koscielny. Actually, let's just have the worst back 4 in the world. That would be fun.
Oh.
I would love it if Klopp look, I'm so confident we can still win the league. You guys can take anyone you want out and you can put Phil Jones in and I'll still win the league from here.
That would be amazing. Yeah. That would be amazing.
Free transfer.
But a few predictions. Let's do a few predictions and wrap up this puppy. So let's do FA Cup first. Big clash tomorrow. Although actually, I say it's big clash. There's Chelsea-Liverpool tomorrow evening, Tuesday evening. But I assume Liverpool are playing their kids, aren't they?
Well, I was chatting the other day to someone. I think they should play their full side. Let's
go for gold.
What? He's never won the FA Cup.
Yeah. The league's pretty much wrapped up. So.
The league's wrapped up. You could rest people in the league.
Yeah. So go on then, Chelsea-Liverpool prediction for tomorrow, please. Chelsea at home.
Liverpool 2-1.
Said that through gritted teeth, didn't you?
2-2.
Oh, Desmond.
2-2. That'd be good. Right. And Gav, you say 2-1 to Chelsea?
Yeah.
Liverpool.
I said Liverpool.
Oh, did you? There we go. I'm going to go 2-1 to Chelsea.
Oh, nice.
And then, who else have we got? We got coming up this weekend. Look. This is exciting radio for the listeners.
Well,
Palace Watford.
Surely Palace
are scared now.
Surely Palace.
I reckon we will lose. I was going to say lose that, but because I thought Watford were looking all right, but they've lost a few games. I think that'll be a draw, 1-1.
Oh, 1-1. We do have the Manchester derby on Sunday.
I was going to say we'll do that one as well. So, Gareth, what do you think?
Palace Watford 3-2 Watford.
3-2 for Watford. What did you say?
What a game. 1-1.
1-1. Actually, I'm going to go 2-1 to Palace. They can put that. But then the Manchester derby, huge game.
It's at
2 huge games.
It's at the theatre of
screams.
Yeah. We got Fernandes, who is just world class. I'm going to.
Some people are calling him the saviour.
I fancy the sabre.
Some people call him a very good saviour.
Yes.
He puts away at least 60% of his salary. He is a good little saver. So other people, however, are calling him a good little saviour of Man United, and other people just call him Bruno. But what the hell is going on? What do you think is going to happen there, Mr. Gareth?
2-1 United.
Have you been drinking?
Yes.
What, mate?
Hang on. They only lost
2-1 City.
Talk some sense, please. Yep.
Yeah, 2-1 City.
Both of your reactions, it's hardly like you've just absolutely drilled them the other way or something. It's a one goal game here. And we know United have plunged millions into VAR. So if it goes down to that,
yeah, absolutely fine. Did you see Ancelotti get sent off?
Yes,
after the
I
final
do. I love a manager getting
Brilliant.
sent off. It's always entertaining,
particularly after the final whistle.
Yeah. Well, technically, with the rules, you can get sent off 30 minutes after a game.
Really?
So boring fact for the evening.
That would have been brilliant if Ancelotti had gone to the ref's changing room at 31 minutes, shown him the stopwatch,
showed him his coronavirus and walked off.
Right. Let's wrap this bad boy up. It was meant to be a short episode, but there we go. So that is our first football focus. Oh, hang on, we might be copyrighted there. It is our first football focused episode. So I hope you enjoyed that. And stay tuned, because there will be our cricket episode coming tomorrow, and then our rugby the day after that. But basically, if you've subscribed, and of course you have, then you will just get all of them piling into your phone, your podcast app of choice. So enjoy, have a good week, and we will see you very soon. Bye.
Go well.
Cheers, guys.